All right, let me get to Joe Buck, Fox NFL baseball play-by-play announcer. Where are you, Joe?
I'm sitting in my damn desk where I've been for the last 2 damn weeks.
Describe the office there. Take inventory for me.
A lot of pictures of myself.
Of course.
That's kind of the way I roll. Me in various poses. Me with friends that I haven't kept up with over the years. There's some pictures of my wife in here. There's one picture of my kids. That's irrelevant. There's a bunch of Emmys sitting around. There's 2 bobbleheads. There's a lot of books that I've told people that I've read and haven't.
The one thing you grab, if you can only grab one thing leaving in the house.
Emmys, all of them.
Of course. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I would grab, there's a picture. I mean, I figure, if I'm running out of the house, I'm running out of the house with my wife and kids, so we can replace those pictures. But there's a picture of my dad and me that I joke about the Emmys for a lot of different reasons. But there was one night we had in New York where he got a Lifetime Emmy, and I got to present him. And he and I are sharing a hug that there's a look on both of our faces that I would never want to lose. And it was taken with one of those disposable cameras that we bought at the Marriott on the way in, and somehow the picture actually turned out. So that definitely would be something that I would search for in the smoke. And by the way, I'm talking as somebody whose mom's house burned to the ground. So you do lose a lot, and whatever doesn't get burned gets drowned. So it's not a laughing matter, but I would definitely go after that picture.
How are you keeping sharp?
I don't know that I've ever been sharp.
Fair enough.
I do know. Yeah, we are. I would assume you're in the same boat as me. I'm really flooded with information. With daily clips that Fox has some service that'll pull clips from every newspaper in the country or different blogs or different websites or whatever that kind of consolidates the different baseball stories, the different football stories, newsletters, whatever I get online. And I feel like I'm kind of more dialed in than I've ever been. There's just nothing to do with the information. But I've done probably more reading in my quote unquote off season than I've ever done because I'm sitting around the house and trying to duck away from my almost 2-year-old twin boys.
What have you heard about baseball?
I really haven't heard anything. I don't know that anybody knows any real information. I would imagine if you sat down with Rob Manfred right now, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, he would have no real idea of when they're going to get going. I mean, and maybe if. I would like to think that there's going to be a season. I would like to think that if they got 80, 81 games in, like half a season, it would feel like a Major League Baseball effort. But I think anything short of that, they're going to have to get rolling, in my opinion, by at least mid-June. I don't see May as a possibility, and they're basically going to have to start spring training over again whenever they ramp up. I mean, all this stuff seems silly when you think about loss of life and this whole pandemic situation that is literally around the world. So I get it when people roll their eyes and you're talking about sports, but it's a big part of American life. And, I've talked to our producer with golf. The U.S. Open is mid-June. I would say that's iffy. And even if they do play it, or even if they do get back to baseball, who knows what the crowd situation is going to be like. So it's a brave new world, a totally different world, and I don't know that anybody can tell you anything. Nobody at the network has said one word about when baseball will start up. Nobody knows.
But we're going to be so backed up with all these sporting events. If you look at golf, baseball starts, the NBA, if they try to squeeze that in, NASCAR try to get that in. There's hockey that needs to be squeezed in here, maybe soccer that needs to be squeezed in. Then you start with the off-season workouts or training camp with the NFL. I don't know if we have enough time to put all of that in a span of about, 5 months.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I know from a reliable source that, at least with regard to hockey, their plan is, first of all, they need to make sure nobody tests positive, whenever the startup date is looming. And then they'll have a camp for about a week. They'll open up the playoffs to even more teams than they typically have, and I think they'll just slam right into a playoff situation and play the Stanley Cup playoffs. So there's no way they can finish the regular season, readjust, go into the playoffs, and I think it's going to be that way across the board. I don't know what Major League Baseball is going to do with a shortened season, and maybe they have to or get to toy with the postseason picture and add teams like they floated a month or so ago. And the postseason looks different not only in 2020, but going forward. Maybe it's an opportunity that way to get people looking at the playoffs in a different way than they ever have in Major League Baseball.
Talking to Joe Buck, Fox NFL and baseball play-by-play announcer. He has been inviting fans to send him videos so he can call play-by-play. And you said on Twitter you did about 12 videos yesterday. Do you want to ask for more here today?
Oh yeah, I mean they're stacked up.
Oh, okay,
trust me. But I'm happy to get them, and I want to keep doing them. What I didn't realize was I got these videos. Fox compiled them for me because it has nothing to do with anything but my technological ineptitude. And they sent me the videos. I did the voiceover into kind of a portable recording device, and then I sent those files back to somebody at Fox, and then they're putting them on top of the videos. And then I got a note last night, well, we're trying to clear the videos, I guess, with the people who sent them. So they'll start hitting the internet today. I don't want everybody to hold their breath like these are the this is Michelangelo presenting play-by-play of somebody throwing darts in their living room. But those are done. I'd like to do 10 or 12 a day just for the hell of it. And people seem to enjoy it. Hopefully they do. If they don't, I'll stop. If they do, I think it's a chance to maybe raise some money for people who desperately need it at this time of total shutdown. And
what are you asking for from those who send in videos?
No, just a donation somewhere. I mean, I have no way of following up on it. I think I'm just playing on people's guilt, playing on people's their word, and hoping that they'll follow through on what they say they'll do. If I do the play-by-play to whatever they're doing in their backyard, their living room, their basement, or whatever it might be, then they've got to make a donation somewhere that matters during this time. And I don't care if it's $10,000, $10, or $1. I think the effort gets everybody thinking the right way. So I'm not checking up on it. I'm just hoping that people will actually follow through on making good, because you and I are so lucky to do what we do, and there's so many people wondering if they're going to be able to make a rent check, or wondering where the next paycheck's going to come from or when. So any little bit's got to help.
Where are the kids?
I have no idea. They're wandering the halls. They turn 2 at the end of April. Michelle, my wife, is sitting with them right now. They're coloring. And then my other kids, my other set, the 23 and 20-year-olds, are home. One's home from New York. One's home from USC. And everybody's together. So, I mean, I think there's some silver lining in it. Obviously, while people are struggling with this virus, those who aren't touched by it personally, I think have an opportunity to reconnect. And I think it's been nice having everybody at home, but I have never wanted to go pay somebody for a dinner out more than I do right now.
Rank your kids, because you told me this privately, like favorite to least favorite.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're two different sets. There's the older set and then the younger set. The younger of the older two, she and I have a connection, but the older one, the trick in parenting, in my 23 years of it, excuse me, is making both feel like they're the favorite kid. So I think they both, if you hooked them up to a lie detector and you said, are you your dad's favorite kid, they would both say yes and they would both pass. So, I don't think publicly is the right time to do it. At a bar, I'll tell you which one is my favorite. And then of the younger two, one of them looks a lot like me, bigger head.
Is that a good thing?
Thicker body. No,
you
not
got
at all.
a beautiful
But,
wife. I feel bad for that little guy.
The other one, no, they're both, they're both, knock on wood, and thank God, they're both, good-looking kids. But one looks like my baby picture. One looks like Michelle's baby picture. So I'll let you guess which one of those two, at least through almost 2 years of life, is my favorite.
Good luck at home there. Enjoy all of that.
Can we do this longer, please?
You want to call in later? You want to call in tomorrow?
Yeah, I just want to sit in my office. This is so much nicer.
Because as soon as your wife doesn't hear you on the radio anymore, you just pretend you're talking.
You just hang up whenever you're done, and I'll just keep talking at a really loud volume, and she'll think that I'm still doing it, babe. I'm still on the air. I'm on with Dan Patrick.
Get a fake laugh in there too. There you go. That'll always do. Yeah, you don't want to interrupt that.
Remember the time? Yeah. 2004. What a year that was.
Good times, great oldies.
Yeah.
Good luck, Joe.
First time, long time. Okay, you have a great day.
Thank you, Joe. That's Joe Buck, Fox NFL baseball play-by-play announcer.